Welcome to the basic tutorial on deluxe menus from Clip on Spigot MC. This is a free plugin to create menus on your server that can do a plethora of things. This is the basic part because I'm just going to go over simple stuff. But there's far more advanced things you can do with this plugin that I will cover in a second video that'll hopefully be posted a few days after this one. Maybe the same day if I'm not feeling lazy, but I'll probably feel lazy. So to get started, I'll give you an example of what I've done with this. Just basic. Let's do /menu. So this is my main server menu. This is this player that I'm using. This is their head up here. This is their stats. Now, the stats there are, they're actually stats. So what was that? The last one is time played, I believe. Time played. So if I do that again, you can see it's gone up. It's gone up a few seconds. You can actually have that updating. I just haven't done that in my menu yet. I need to go and update that. But I'll worry about that later. So I'm going to work with you from creating the file to testing out things to hiding attributes. All the basic stuff that you need in your menu plugin. So I'm going to get started here. I need to ensure that I have the permissions that I'll need. Okay, I have all the permissions I need. I'm going to be using several different apps to work with this. I've got Transmit, which is my FTP client. I've got Atom, which is it's like Notepad++ or Sublime Text. It's free. I believe it's for Mac and PC, so if you want to get it, you can get it. It's got a lot of built-in plugins, but I'm not going to be using those right now. I'm just going to use the basic stuff in it. And then I think that's it. Let's get started. We'll go to Atom, because I already have my config pulled up here. So when you first get in here, let's go to the top here. This is what you're going to see. You got your click menus, your updates, options, and then you've got your GUI menus. Now let me clear this up now. I am going to say GUI. I feel like saying GUI is a bit like slang, and it just seems unprofessional. So I am going to say GUI. I'm sorry if you feel I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that is how I'm going to say it. Underneath the GUI menus, you can either put your menu directly like this, like the example here. You can see they've just got, this is the default thing and it's already there. Or you can put it in a separate file. I put all mine in a separate file. I don't like having them out in the open, so let's do a file here. Name it YouTube. Make the file colon YouTube YML. That is going to be the file name, is youtube.yml. So let's save that. Okay. Transmit's told me it has put it on the server. So if we go in here, we use the command dm, oh, I forget about that, /dm reload. When you get a reload. Now, I already had 5 menus. When you first reload it, it won't say you've created a new menu. It'll say there's no menus. That's because when you load it up, it's reading exactly how many menus are there, and then after that, it's generating the new menu. So if we do this one more time, there you go, 6. So we have 6 now. I'm going to go to Transmit. This file here, the GUI menus, will not be here when you first get it. The only thing here will be the config. Once you put an external reference into the config, like the file name we did earlier, it'll create this folder. So I'm going to open this folder. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. There we go, YouTube. I'm going to open that with Atom. All right, so this is the basic menu. The first thing we have to do is put the permission in. So I've already got my player name up here, and we'll do the permission here. It is DeluxeMenus.GUI menu and then the name. In this case, it'll be YouTube. So we'll save that. Make sure that Transmit updates it. All right. reload our permissions. Reload. And that should give us access to it. So the default command, which you can change, so don't panic, is /YouTube GUI. Yep, that's the default. All right, so let's go back to transmit. Wait, we already opened it, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. This is the stuff that I'm going to be going over. You could easily just read this, but I know that some people are visual learners and it helps to have someone talk them through something, so I thought I'd make this. And also, there's some things that are not here that are more advanced stuff that I will go over in the second video. But I'm going to go over the basic stuff here. So let's start. Let's go down here. Let's start with the menu title. This is the menu title. It's pretty basic. You just use color codes. So let's do and L menu. And that'll be the name. That'll be it. So if we save this, and then we go to Minecraft, and we again type in DM reload, then YouTube GUI. There you go. It's updated to menu. But if you really want to get fancy with this, there's something else you can do here, and we will put this on a new line. We'll do that. Now, what this is telling the plugin is that you have a multi-line menu here. So we'll do menu. We'll do another one, and A and L menu. So now this is not, it's not going to make it longer and do a stack on the menu name. It's just going to animate it. So to tell the plugin when to animate it, we're going to do menu update menu underscore title underscore update interval, and then colon, and then the amount in ticks. 20 ticks is 1 second. So I'm just going to do 20 ticks. That will be it for that. Let's we'll just leave this command the same. Normally you can change this. I would change it to YouTube or whatever, but I'm just going to leave it YouTube GUI for this. Let's save that. Let me take a moment. There we go. Okay. So /dm reload YouTube GUI. Oh, there it goes. You can see it is updating about every second the color of the menu. Now, you could do some interesting stuff with this. You could do like a animated, just in general, an animated like title, you know, words that show up. I have like on my kits, I have, yeah, a little click to select that pops up every few ticks. You can do really basic stuff. You can do really complex stuff with that. You can put placeholders in there that'll update. Anything you really want to do. I'm going to expect that if you're using this plugin, you already have some experience with Placeholder API. If not, I would go read up on it. It's really not complex at all. It's essentially just, it hooks into a plugin and you can use the placeholders. That's basically it. There's a list online, which I have pulled up. Yeah. There's a list online you can get. So that's not a big deal. All that's free. So that shouldn't bother you. That shouldn't hinder you. Okay, so we've got all this done, menu title, all that. Let's go ahead. And the next thing is the size. So the size needs to be a multiple of 9. Each line in the inventory that it opens is 9. So for instance, if I wanted 2 lines, do 18. And this will change it once it updates. Go ahead and DM reload. There you go. We got 2 lines here. Now these slots are not, I'll explain the slots when we get to the items, but for that, that's all you need to know about size. Let me make sure I'm getting everything here. Okay, update interval, I'm not going to go over yet. I'll go over that once I get into the items again. So the next thing up is items. that's items, and then another line in. You can see the format on here, and when the config is generated, you'll see the format because these are just generated. Items, you can change this from 1 to any title you want. So let's say I want to do this one, barrier, so I have an identifier. Material is just the material it's going to be. Now, like here, the head has a player name, semicolon player name. This is a placeholder, this right here. That's percent, then the placeholder, and then the percent symbol again. And this is just telling the plugin, replace this with whatever for the player. So when the player opens it, it reads that placeholder as their name. That's the player name. So in my case, the character I'm using is Good Meme, so it's going to replace that, and so the head will become that. I could put any name I wanted to here. I could put Notch or, Jeb or whatever. You do what you want, or like a decoration head. But I don't want a head here. I actually want the barrier. Okay, so that's the barrier. Then we also have amount, and that's just going to put an amount on it. 1, you're not going to have a number, but you could do something like 34, and it'll put a 34 in there. This is good if you're doing like a bungee cord connection server thing. I'm not going to go over that stuff, but you can do that. It's available on the site. You can check that out. The slot is what slot it's going to be in. Now, here's why this is a little confusing. It's not once you figure it out, but when you first start, it can be a little confusing. The way Minecraft has things set up, it doesn't start with slot 1. It starts with slot 0. So this slot right here is slot 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. That's the way you count it. So like this one should be slot 10, but it's not. It's slot 9. So it's always one number back from what it actually is. And I don't know why that happens, but that's how Minecraft has it set up. So slot 0 is actually the first slot. So we're just going to leave that there. You can pull up here. Items, blah, 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 amount. Okay, priority, I'm not going to go over yet. That'll be in the advanced part. Permissions as well will be. Let's go ahead. Let's do update. We'll do update. Okay, so we're going to make this the barrier. Let's go ahead, put in here, update. Now, this can be true or false, although really just want it to be true. If you don't, just delete it and then it won't be there. What this is telling it is that it needs to refresh the placeholders on this item. But you can't just do update true. That's not gonna, be good enough. You're going to have to go back up into the menu area. This is outside of the items. This is above the items on this, and we're going to put update interval. Now, unlike the menu update, this one is in seconds, so let's just do 1 second. Okay, so that's done. To explain how this works, I'm going to finish going over the display name and stuff. So this is the display name. It's really simple. It's the basic, hey, player, whatever. We'll do. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's do and 7 and L, and then and C and L. Okay. So that's the display name now. The lore, you can have multiple lines here, and this is where you want to put most of your placeholders. You can put placeholders in the titles. You can put them in the menu title, all that stuff, but the place that I like to put them to keep it neat is here. So let's do an interesting one that'll update for us. Time played. And we'll do a different color. And we'll leave this line here. We'll change it to 7. Okay, so we have to go find the statistic for time played. So here we go. Statistic, time played. And as you can see, he's broke it down into a lot of different things here. You could play around with that, but this is the basic one that I want to use. Statistic, time played. Okay, so that's done. Now, as you saw on my menu earlier, this is static unless you put the update to true. When you put the update to true, it's going to keep refreshing that item every second, or refresh the lore in it. Let's go ahead and save that. We'll have a look at that. Let's DM reload. YouTube GUI. 34, that amount. Hey, good meme, time played. This menu is just for you, and you can see that it is updating every second with how long I've played. There's a little bump there, that might have been my server lagging, but that's how that works. So you can update a lot of stuff. You can update balances, player statistics, anything, any stat that he has on placeholder you can use. And might I mention, this developer is very active and is very open to new ideas. So if you got a plugin that you like placeholders for, you can ask him about it. Or if you've got an idea for deluxe menus, you can ask him about it, and he'll either add it or he'll tell you why he doesn't feel like adding it. I don't think I've ever asked him to do something that he hasn't done. He's a really good developer. He's very, very helpful to the players who use his stuff. So if you have any issues, you can talk to him. Let's finish this up. Okay. Left-click commands and right-click commands. There's two different types of command things. Click commands are for click menus. If you see click commands, like down here, click commands, don't use that in a GUI menu. You want to use left-click or right-click commands. Most players are going to left-click menus to do stuff. So we've got here left-click commands and then the line. Same format as everything else that has multiple lines. And then you have an identifier tag. So that tag, let's make the left-click command. We're going to do that. It's in brackets. And there's a lot of them. There's connection ones. There's open other GUI menus. So like I could tell it to open my main menu by left-clicking this. But let's just do something basic here. Let's do a message. You can use color codes. Hello. Player name. Hello, player name. That's what it'll say in the chat. Now I believe this should work with this placeholder. Not positive about that. I have placeholder injector, so it may or may not work. I may have to change that to the chat placeholder because it works a little bit differently. But we'll see what it does. You can do messages. You can do player commands. Just type in player. We'll do spawn. You can do console commands. So we could do play sound mob.bat.takeoff to player name, and then no chord changes. We'll do 0.71. So that's a play sound command set up with the console. Now this right click command, as you can see, is completely separate from left click. So if they right click it, you could have completely something different happen. I prefer to have them both do the same thing because that's how I like my menus, but you could have a setup where, it's a teleport. There's two different spawns or something. You right click or left click. I'm going to leave this here to show that you can do different things right now. So let's save that. Okay, it's updated. Okay, so if we left click, plays the sound, says in the chat, hello, good meme, teleportation will commence in 5 seconds. That's my server with the cooldown. Takes me to spawn. If we right click, it will do the help command. So as you see, two different things. You make them the same if you want, or you can make them separate. Don't use click commands for this. Click commands only works on right click, and it's very buggy. Not because the developer has made any mistakes with it. It's just because it's meant for the click menus, which I'm not going over in this tutorial. Developer has mixed emotions about that. I do. He attempted to remove them, but people like them, so he left them in. I'm not going to go over those. But don't use click commands in this. So let's go ahead. Let's finish up this menu. Let's do a sword here. So diamond, sword. We're going to leave all this here. Slot 1, that's right. And we're going to do down here a potion. Okay. And we'll leave all this stuff except for priority and view requirement. That's for the advanced tutorial, so I'm just going to remove that. All this stuff, though, can stay except for this. This I've got to change. Left click commands. We'll do the same down here. Left click commands. Okay. That's all done. We get the potion. Let's add another item manually here. Banner. Material. I believe I haven't messed with banners before, so if I do this wrong, I'll look up the material for it. But I think that's how you do it. Mount slot. This should be in slot 3, and we need to change this one to slot 2. You can have items in the same slot, but you'll need to do priorities for that. And like I said, priorities, that'll be in the advanced tutorial. So look for that in a few days. It should be a lot shorter than this one because there's a lot more of the basic stuff I'm going over. The advanced stuff shouldn't take as long because there's only a few things. But for now, that's how it's going to be. So let's make sure that's in the right slot. Slot 3. Display underscore name ANSI test. That'll be fine. And then we're not going to do any lore. We don't need any lore right now. Or commands for the banner. Let's save that. DN reload. YouTube GUI. Okay, so we got a basic banner there. We got a potion here. We got a sword. We got this barrier. Now, there's a few problems here. A, this potion doesn't have an effect. We want it to be an effect, right? So let's go here. Potion. That's what this data is for. Data is for any item that has metadata. Now, I believe, got a potion generator up here. 8201. 8201. That tells the, Minecraft that this is a specific type of potion. So that'll do for that. But the banner is blank. We want to do something else for the banner. So if you come up here, he's got it explained up here. Banner meta. Let's go down here. Let's add banner meta. Okay. So I believe he has a list somewhere. I'm not going to worry about it though. But this is how it works here. Let's just copy and paste this. Actually, I'm going to copy this separately. So we want a red base. Did he have that? Yeah. Okay. Red base. And then white semicolon creeper. And this is just going to make the banner a different kind of banner with that. So we got that. The potion. And let's add an enchantment to the barrier here. So you can do this anywhere you want. I'm going to do it here. Enchantments. And then you can add stuff to them. Now, this is really important. This is a semicolon that divides this, not a colon. The colon will not work. You just won't have an enchantment if you do it. So you got to make sure you do that semicolon. I'm going to do durability because that's always a simple one. Durability 1. So let's save this. Go back. DM oh, I forget about this. We can just up this. DM reload. YouTube GUI. There you go. So you got the red banner with the white creeper on it. You've got a potion with the actual potion on it. You got a sword. You got this. That's enchanted. Now, if you've noticed, all their item information is still there. For instance, with the potion, you have strength, 3 minutes, when applied, 130 attack damage. Click to teleport to the server spawn. That's our lore that's underneath all those effects. With the sword, you got +7 attack damage. It's kind of annoying. With this, you got unbreaking 1. We don't want that stuff. It's ugly, it gets in the way. Unless you're doing like a shop or something you want people to know. So there is a way to fix that. If you have an enchantment, you can, and I'm gonna do this above the enchantments. There's no order to this. You can put it in whatever order you want. I just like to do it like this. Hide enchantments true. and that is going to hide the enchantments right there. Oh, that's the problem. I was getting a little red mark. That means something was wrong. Okay, hide enchantments, true. On the sword, because it has attributes and not an enchantment, we'll do hide attributes, true. Potion has effects. It has what it does. So we'll do hide effects, true. Okay, that's done. Banner doesn't have anything, so we can leave that alone. Now you can have multiple things on here. So on the sword, let's add an enchantment to the sword, and we'll hide its enchantments. So hide enchantments, true. And then we'll enchantments. We'll add durability 1. Oh, remember, semicolon, not the regular colon. Okay. So that should be it for that. Let's command save that. Okay, it's ready. So DM reload. We'll open it up. Moment of truth. And there we go. The enchantment is gone on this one. Attributes are gone on this one. Effects are gone on this one. That one's just regular what it was. So as you can see, works how we wanted it to work. That should be it, I believe, for this. We're going to go back into add-on real quick and ensure that this is all that you can do with these items besides the advanced stuff. So we went over material, data, amount, slot, priority, and permission are for the other thing, the advanced ones. I'm not going to do that. We went over update. Remember that you have to put update interval up here when you do an update in an item. Update, hide attributes, hide enchantments, hide effects, display name, banner meta, lore, enchantments, left click commands, and right click commands. That should be it. I believe that is it. This is the basic setup for this. You can fill as many slots as you want. You can move items around. They don't have to be in any order. Really powerful right out of the box, just with the basic stuff. But the next tutorial is where things are going to get really great. You can do some incredible stuff with this plugin using placeholders and comparisons and basic Java. So I'll post that here hopefully in a few days, maybe today if I'm really feeling it, because I do have a lot of time today, so I may post it as well. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you would like to see more. If you have any plugins you'd like me to go over, you can feel free to put them in the comments, and I may make a video about them if I find them interesting. If you're a developer and you need someone to make you a plugin video, I can do that too, as long as you give me a copy of the latest version and tell me all you want in it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like this video.